Hey guys, Lookman here. Welcome back to a new series. Actually, we're going to be doing our Premier League roundup, hopefully more consistently if you guys like it. So welcome to a new series.
Hey, I can't wait there.
Yeah, we've got loads of different parts of this video that we've kind of agreed with together. I hope you guys like it. Tell us in the comments if you want something different. But what's the like target for the new series?
Oh, let's give it 6,000. It's brand new, so let's start low.
That's pretty low.
Yeah,
let's see if we can hammer that. If we get over that, keep the likes coming. Remember, subscribe. We're trying to get up 419,000 subs. Get it done. First part of the series, we're going to have a new part of it called the game-by-game assessment, where we go through every single game and talk about it. Simple as that. We'll start with the first game, which was Brighton-Burnley, and we'll end it pretty quickly, won't we?
Yeah, that was a 0-0 draw, and Brighton had 19 shots, but only 3 on target, and I think that says it all.
Yeah.
Now, by all accounts, Adam Lallana had quite a good game.
To be honest, Dad, I forgot he was even on the pitch, so he probably didn't have such a good game. Both these teams, it's a worry. Brighton should be beating Burnley at home. Let's be honest. This is a must-win game if you want to stay in the Premier League. The way Burnley are playing this year, you've got to win it. And for Burnley's side, I mean, it looked at times they might sneak a goal from somewhere, but look at their squad depth. They're looking more and more to me like they might go down. Who's your player of the match if you have to give one?
Player of the match, Ben Mee.
I agree. Probably the best. You have to give it to the defender when it's a clean sheet.
And the next game is Southampton against Newcastle, 2-0 to Southampton. And a lot more to talk about, because Southampton, they were magnificent, weren't they, Theo?
Absolutely spotless. The way they played, they ran Newcastle ragged. The likes of Theo Walcott, I've not seen that sort of form from him in years. He never looked that good at Everton. And then talk about Che Adams. I mean, Danny Ings leaves the team. You'd expect Southampton to drop off. The opposite's happened.
Now, the great thing about Southampton is every single player had a good game. They're playing like a unit.
Yeah.
I thought Oriol Romeo was absolutely superb. Ward-Prowse was good. Armstrong, Theo.
The whole team, really. Like you said, on SofaScore, every single player got over a 7.
And as for Newcastle, I thought they were insipid. I mean, very few chances created.
Yeah. It was weird. It's like they attacked and they left gaps at the back. Like, if you're going to sit back, at least cover the gaps. And they didn't. They let Southampton beat them, attack them. And, you know, it says 2-0, but it could have been 4-0.
Absolutely. And my man of the match, Oriol Romeo.
My man of the match, I'm going to go Che Adams, baller. Right, here's a game we live streamed, actually. A really good game, too. Probably one of the best on the weekend. Everton Man United, and 3-1 to United. A big away win that probably kept Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as the Manchester United manager guaranteed for another 2 months. What do you think of it, Dad?
Well, this was an interesting game because one man ran it. Let's talk about him first. Bruno Fernandes. I thought he was magnificent. He showed us what he can do. He had shots, assists. He just looked dangerous throughout there.
God, he looked good. I mean, there's a big discussion on Twitter at the moment between who's better out of Ziyech and Bruno. Why can't we just appreciate both of them, you know? I did get involved in it on Twitter today. My saying it as we speak, Bruno has got the most goals since joining Man United from any Premier League midfielder from open play. So everybody's saying Fernandes, and he only scores, you know, set-piece free kick. He only scores pens, and that's why his stats look good. Well, there's a stat for you that goes straight against that. He's got more goals than the likes of Bruyne since he signed.
Moving over to Everton, mostly poor, but I thought that man Bernard came into the side. I thought he was really dangerous there.
Yeah, he was. Overall, Everton, they're not looking as good as they were at the start of the season. I'm sure they'll click back into the form when they have a full-strength team with the likes of Richarlison starting. Yeah, I wouldn't cry about that result, but they'll get better again.
My man of the match, Bruno Fernandes.
My man of the match has to be Bruno as well. Really, really good game.
And the next game is Crystal Palace 4, Leeds United 1. But the big talking point here is the goal that wasn't. Patrick Bamford, offside or not, Theo?
For me, I think Leeds got done really dirty. Not just with that moment, but the own goal. That was a freak own goal. I thought Meslier should have saved it.
Yeah.
And of course, that VAR bollocks. I'm sorry, that should never be disallowed.
Yeah.
So Leeds got really unlucky with 2 of the goals.
Yeah.
You know, they should have scored 1 more. Probably shouldn't have conceded that own goal. It was a bit of a freak. So overall, although the scoreline says 4-1, the XG probably goes to more of a 2-1. It wasn't like Leeds got absolutely smashed that game, you know?
I absolutely agree with that. And on the Crystal Palace side, the likes of Jordan Ayew, Scott Dann scored and had good games.
Eze is the real...
Correct.
That's what I was going to mention.
Correct.
From dead ball situations, Eze... unreal. Palace have got their set piece taker for years to come sorted now. What a player.
I know. He certainly announced his arrival. He was man of the match, and we've seen him play before at QPR, haven't we, Theo?
Well, he's my man of the match, Eze. What are you going for?
Absolutely the same.
Next game is Chelsea 4, Sheffield United 1. Again, Chelsea scoring loads of goals, controlling the game, and they really look the real deal now. You know, they brought all these new boys over the summer, and now it's clicking. At the start, they needed a bit more training.
Yes.
Now we're seeing them reaping the rewards. The likes of Ziyech ran the show, didn't they?
Oh, Theo, this was a wonderful game to watch. And you know what? Sheffield United turned up. And for a while, I mean, McGoldrick got the early goal and they made a bit of a game for it. But then Chelsea clicked, didn't they? And it was magnificent. And you've mentioned Ziyech. I thought he was superb.
Yeah.
6 key passes, 2 assists. Should have been a lot more.
I have to say he's my man of the match.
Yes.
What about you?
He's absolutely my man of the match.
On the blades, the other hand.
Yeah.
Wilder out? Are you part of the Chris Wilder out?
No chance.
No?
No chance. He's been magnificent with a limited budget.
Listen,
give the guy a chance.
I have to say, my mate Gozza, Sheffield United fan, you can go subscribe to his channel. First thing he did after this game, he wrote to me and he said, shall we sack Chris Wilder?
Ooh.
I said, no, keep the faith. He said, sack him.
Oh.
Blades fans, let me know in the comments.
And West Ham 1, Fulham 0, the goal from Thomas Souček. But there's only one thing people are going to talk about, Theo.
The Lookman moment. Oh, gosh, man, I feel for him. If you don't know and you need some context, West Ham were winning 1-0. Fulham got a penalty in the last minute. Mitrovic missed the last one, so they gave it to Ademola Lookman. He stepped up in the 98th minute. There's meant to be 3 added minutes. It went into 98. This would have secured Fulham a big point in their road to survival and not get relegated from the Prem. Well, he went up, steps up, he's running to the ball. You think he's going to score, you know. Fabianski's quaking, and he goes for the chip. He does a quick run up, goes for the chip, and Fabianski he kind of just catches it. It's really awkward. He should have just walloped it.
Absolutely. Now, West Ham, I was impressed yet again by Aaron Cresswell.
Yeah.
I thought a man of the match performance.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Cresswell as well. Well done to them. Actually, no, I'm going Lookman. Oh, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You've got him on fantasy, to be fair.
Yeah.
Right, next game is West Brom 0, Tottenham 1. They left it late, but Harry Kane, class A, you know the rest, as his expressions would say. They're on great form. Tottenham did go top of the table when they won this game. And yeah, you can put your faith in Kane, can't you?
Yeah, now this was harder than a lot of people thought it would be. I mean, West Brom, a lot of people expected a 4-0.
Yeah.
But respect to West Brom for turning up and being part of it, Theo.
Correct, yeah. West Brom, actually, I mean, Colin Grant, their striker, could have scored a hat-trick.
Yeah.
West Brom could have won this game, easily. Especially after seeing that Son massive chance that he missed early doors.
Yes.
I just thought, okay, maybe this is the day where it just goes West Brom's way.
Yeah.
They had their chances. Colin Grant missed all 3 big chances, and they went on to lose 1-0. Like I said, the fortunate team always ends up to the top 6 teams. It's always like that. The teams doing well and have confidence attacking late on always end up getting the win.
But Tottenham, I think Jose will be very happy with this.
Yeah.
Because of the clean sheet. In fact, he'll be more satisfied than if it was 5-3 or 4-2.
Probably.
Because job done, wasn't it, Theo?
Eric Dyer made some big headers out, like Colin Grant, one of the big chances he had. Eric Dyer got their first big knock on. We've seen him be a little bit iffy at centre back, but it looks like he's starting to be a little bit more comfortable in that centre back role. So fair play to Tottenham. So my man of the match is Kane. What about you?
Harry Kane. He had 7 shots. 1 of them went in. You can always rely on Harry. Leicester 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0. I mean, Leicester, with the exception of Luke Thomas, were really superb defensively, I think, Theo.
Vardy scored his penalty. Water is wet. He then went on to miss a penalty. The big conversation talker is that second pen, right?
Yeah.
VAR. Max Kilman, the ball was literally played straight at him. His arms were by his side. In my opinion, that should have never been a penalty.
Yeah,
what about you?
I agree with you, Theo. And this is one of those games between 2 good sides that could have gone either way.
Yeah.
And for Wolves, they'll be very disappointed with this. But Ruben Neves, by all accounts, had a wonderful game.
Oh God, he nearly scored a screamer.
Yes.
And Wolves actually didn't look like getting to score. They had not many chances. They didn't look that swift attacking wise.
Yeah.
I don't really know what they need to change, but something has to change in these away games where they need to find goals from somewhere. So, your man of the match, Dad?
I'm going for Ruben Neves based
Really?
upon his stats. He pinged a lot of long crosses.
Yeah.
He had a few shots and he got a very high rating.
Listen, I know he missed a pen. I'm going to go Jamie Vardy. No one was really stand out. He won them the game by scoring one of his 2 pens. Nothing else to say.
Manchester City 1, Liverpool 1. Shall we just be honest and say this was a stinker, wasn't it?
Yeah, 2 of the biggest teams in the world, best players on the pitch from so many different parts of the world. And yeah, it really wasn't good.
Yeah.
I think both teams were just happy with a point.
Yeah.
And it was a shame because it came to a point in the game where one of these 2 teams could have gone all out to make it 2-1, last minute winner, Limbs. And, you know, if it was as good as the first half, we could have seen a cracking game. But it didn't.
Yeah.
And it turned out 1-1, boring. Both teams accepted it, playing it around the back, taking their time. Boring, man. Come on.
I know. There were only 5 shots on target in the whole game. In the first half, the game threatened to come alive. and then died off.
My man of the match is going to be Gabriel Jesus today. Before the game, you said he wouldn't be that good. And he took his goal so well. That touch was brilliant. I hope he kept it, because if he did, keep him in the team, man. Good goal, and yeah, Salah took his pen well, but I'm going Jesus. What about you?
That was a brilliant goal, but my man of the match, just Sadio Mane.
Ooh, yeah, very good on the ball there, to be fair.
And the final game is the shock of the day. Arsenal 0, Aston Villa 3. What happened here, Theo? I mean, Arsenal had most possession, didn't they?
Liverpool fans won't feel as uncomfortable now. Every big team is losing to Villa this year. I don't know what it is. I just think it's the way they play. The likes of Barkley and Grealish controlled the game. And it's crazy how times have changed, isn't it? You know, back in the day growing up as a Bolton fan in the Premier League, you'd go away to Arsenal and Fabregas, solely Fabregas, would control the game for 90 minutes. It'd be so hard to get the ball off Arsenal. They would be brilliant. Nowadays, Arsenal are completely different under Arteta. They're counter-attacking football. They don't really pass around the ball around the back as much, control the game as much. Look at the rise of Villa. The way they've improved, the likes of Barkley and Grealish, who just control the game, take their time, wait for the opening, and bang, they scored it. And they loved it. You can't argue like Arsenal didn't deserve to lose.
Absolutely. Now, Arsenal had 13 shots to Villa's 15, but none of them went in the back of the net. Now, Ross Barkley, 6 key passes, 1 assist.
Yeah.
He was magnificent. And of course, Ollie Watkins.
Yeah, let's talk about
Man of the match. 3 shots, 2 goals.
Yeah, he's a finisher. The thing is about Watkins, when he gets 1, he loves to go on and score 2 or 3 or even 4. The guy loves to be on form on a day. We saw the same against Liverpool. He loves a big game. They've got something really good going at Villa. My man of the match, I'm going to go Jack Grealish. I know the obvious is Watkins. I just think Grealish, game in a game, and it's just so good. What about you?
Yeah, I went with Ollie Watkins.
Fair enough, I thought you would. Right, the second part of this kind of series that we're doing, we'll add other stuff if you like it. We're going to be going through the team of the week. We've both gone our separate ways and picked who we think has been best. So let's start with goalie. Who you gone with?
My goalkeeper is Nick Pope of Burnley.
Okay, I've gone with Fulham goalie Areola. Even though they lost that game 1-0, he pulled off some great saves and had a really solid game. Right, let's talk about your 2 centre-backs, Dad. Who have you gone with?
I've gone with Ben Mee of Burnley and Aaron Cresswell of West Ham.
And I've gone for the exact same too.
No way.
Completely agree. Yeah, they both had solid games. Right, let's talk about the fullbacks now. I've got a weird feeling now you're going to go for the same as well. Who have you gone for left back and right back?
Left back, Ben Chilwell, of course. Right back, Matty Cash of Aston Villa.
We've got the exact same defence.
This is ludicrous.
I've gone for Chilwell and Matty Cash. And going on to the midfield 3, name me your midfield 3, Thogdad. Let's see how similar it is to mine.
Well, I've sort of cheated a little bit, but you'll understand. It's N'Golo Kante of Chelsea, Bruno Fernandes of Man United, and Oriol Romeu of Southampton.
No Eze in there?
No, because I put him somewhere else.
Okay, right, so you put him as a forward. Well, I put him in my midfield. I've gone with Everton Eze, Bruno Fernandes, and Ross Barkley. They've all just had unreal weeks.
Absolutely, fair enough there.
Right, let's hear your front 3 now, Thogdad. In the team of the week for round 8, game week 8, what did you go for?
Well, it has to be Hakim Ziyech of Chelsea, Ollie Watkins of Aston Villa, and Eberechi Eze of Crystal Palace.
So Harry Kane doesn't make it for winning the game?
No.
Fair enough. Well, I've gone for Ziyech. I've gone for Watkins, just like you, and Harry Kane up top because he won them 3 points, put them top of the table in the meantime, and that's what a striker needs to do. So that's our, 11s pretty much. We agreed on 8 of them, I think.
That was quite amazing how we agreed on the defence.
Yeah, I think it was pretty obvious in some places. I mean, you could see all of the players we mentioned have had standout performances, and I think that the fact we talk about it together as well kind of makes it easier.
It does. Now, I'm going to put you on the spot, Theo. I want to know who was the best player of the week.
The best player of the week. This is tough. I'm going to say the best player of the week was Hakim Ziyech. He was so enjoyable to watch as a viewer. The way he puts it on his left foot from the right wing, his switches of play, such accurate set pieces, and the ability to score goals too. Ziyech, overall, just amazing. What about you?
I absolutely agree. And
not Bruno?
No.
Not Eze?
Hakim Ziyech, because what I love about him, he plays with a smile on his face.
Correct.
He looks like he's enjoying it, and the skill there, the creativity, was absolutely magnificent.
Yeah, it was spotless. So there we go.
Right, Theo, we've talked about the player of the week. What about the mug of the week?
Ooh, let's hear it. Okay, I'm going to go straight up and say Ademola Lookman. He was a right mug.
Yeah, Ademola Lookman, you were a right mug. And you're in my FPL team.
Yeah, exactly. I kind of feel bad for him because he's a baller and he's been their best player the last few weeks. So hopefully hopefully he takes this pressure and bounces back from it. And finally, the final part of this new Premier League Roundup series is talking about our Fantasy Premier League team. Shall we get straight into it?
Brilliant. Now, my team is coming up on the screen.
Right, Thogdad, how many points do you get this week?
Well, I got 80 points, and
Not bad.
I've got to say I had a brilliant week. And almost all of my players, with the exceptions of Son and Bellerin, scored really good points for me.
And this week on my Fantasy Premier League team, I got a few points less than you, but well over the average. The average was 55. I got 76, he got 80. So, you know, the Ogden family's doing pretty well. The Thog family's doing well. Yeah, no, I had Bruno. So you didn't have Bruno, but you had everyone else that got points, you know.
But Theo, I need to ask you, who are you looking at that you've not got?
I hate to say it, but I'm looking at Bamford.
Yeah.
I don't want to bring him in, but he keeps getting points. And I've got Jack Harrison, who's sometimes okay, but I don't know what to think of him. Watkins, on his day, unreal, but he can have off days.
Yeah.
So I really don't know what to go with. I've got to sit down and think about this. I want to bring in Hakim Ziyech. Right, this is the last bit where we talk about where we are in the leagues. First of all, the YouTube league. We've got about 24 different YouTubers. A lot of them cover football stuff. Where are you in it?
I'm second.
That's
Theo.
insane. Unreal. I'm fourth, so we're representing well, aren't we?
Well, that is good, because we talk a lot of, waffle about football, so we've got to do well at this, haven't we?
That's true. Where are you in our league? We've got about 30,000 people in there, which is amazing. You guys have smashed it. But where are you?
Well, I'm very pleased to say I'm top 600. I'm
Oh my God.
567.
Is that the highest you've ever been?
Yes.
That's insane. I'm the highest I've ever been too, 1.7k, which, considering there's 30k, is still very good, but not quite you. You mug. Right, that is the end of this video. Thank you to everybody for watching till the end of the video on our Premier League Roundup. If you guys like this, tell us in the comments. We will create this a series and do this every week when there's Premier League football. If you enjoy it, you have to tell us in the comments. Try and smash Thogdad's target of 6,000 likes. I've got a funny feeling we will absolutely hammer that out of the park. Right, have a good Monday night. Hope you're doing all right in lockdown. Our content's going nowhere, and we'll see you all very soon. I hate an international break. Really shocking.